All right, everybody, welcome back. We've got a really cool deep dive for you today. EON Reality just dropped this pretty incredible announcement. They're integrating some really cutting-edge AI into their EON-XR platform, and we think it's going to be a total game changer for the future of education and training. We're talking creating fully interactive 3D worlds from a single image or even just a sentence.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing stuff. EON Reality is already a leader when it comes to using VR and AR for knowledge transfer. This is like taking a rocket ship to the
For
future.
sure. So if you're thinking knowledge transfer, how does this actually change how we learn? Like, what's the big shift?
Well, traditional education is often pretty passive, right? You're sitting there listening to a lecture or reading a textbook. But with this AI-powered platform, it's all about active learning, hands-on experience in these incredibly realistic simulations.
So it's less about absorbing information passively and more about actually doing and experiencing. And what's really cool is how they're combining these two powerful AIs, right? DeepMind's Genie 2 and World Labs AI.
Hmm. Exactly. So Genie 2 is the one that's building these crazy detailed and interactive 3D worlds. It's what lets you jump, swim, experience realistic physics in these environments.
And then you've got World Labs AI, which is the one that makes these worlds persistent, right? They exist even when you're not looking at them. It's wild.
Exactly. It's like they have a life of their own.
So let's get down to some specific examples from the press release. This one really blew my mind. You can take a picture of your messy desk and instantly turn it into a 3D world you can explore.
I know. That's the one that really got me too.
It's like taking something ordinary and making it extraordinary. And the applications for training are just endless.
Absolutely. Like
Really?
imagine using a single sentence to create a complex training simulation. They give the example of a bustling hospital emergency room during a hurricane. Can you imagine how valuable that would be for medical professionals?
Talk about preparing for high-pressure situations.
And it's not just about making things look cool, right? EON Reality is claiming some serious improvements in learning effectiveness and knowledge retention.
Yeah, they're even talking about significant decreases in training costs.
It's really about making knowledge more accessible and impactful.
And one of the things that really stood out to me in the press release is their list of 10 revolutionary enhancements to the platform.
Oh, yeah, that's a great place to start digging into the details of how this tech actually works.
Absolutely. So why don't we start there and see what some of these enhancements look like in action?
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
All right. So first up, we have dynamic 3D environment generation. What's that
Yes.
all about?
So basically, imagine you're a teacher and you want to create a 3D model of, say, ancient Rome for your history class. In the past, that would take forever, weeks or even months of work.
Oh, for sure. It would probably cost a ton of money.
Exactly. But with this new AI-powered system, you could generate that environment in minutes.
Wow. Talk about a time saver. So teachers can spend less time building virtual worlds and more time actually teaching.
Exactly. And it's not just about speed either. These environments can adapt and evolve in real time too, so that ancient Rome could react to the students' actions, showing the effects of trade routes or the spread of new technologies.
That's incredible. It's like taking those static dioramas we used to have in museums
Hmm.
and making them come alive.
It's about creating truly immersive experiences, making learning more engaging and impactful.
All right, so we've talked about speed, we've talked about immersion, but what about actual results? Does this technology actually help people learn better?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And Eon Reality is making some pretty bold claims.
Yeah, they're saying that this platform leads to significant increases in learning effectiveness and knowledge retention,
And they're even suggesting that it could reduce training costs.
which, if true, would be a huge game changer, especially for industries where training can be really expensive.
Absolutely. Think about all the potential applications in fields like healthcare, manufacturing, aviation.
The possibilities are pretty mind-boggling. And it's not just about individual learning either. EON Reality's stated goal is to reach 1 billion users with this platform.
1 billion users. That's not just changing how individuals learn, it's potentially transforming education and training on a global scale.
It's a pretty ambitious vision, and it raises a lot of interesting questions, like what could this mean for the future of traditional classrooms? Could we see a shift towards more personalized and immersive learning experiences?
It's definitely a possibility. Imagine students being able to explore historical events firsthand, travel to distant planets.
Oh, without ever leaving their homes.
Exactly. It's about making learning more accessible and engaging for people all over the world.
And what about the impact on the workforce? Could this technology help close the skills gap by making specialized training more affordable and accessible.
Absolutely. Someone in a rural community could learn advanced manufacturing skills through immersive VR training, opening up new career opportunities that were never available before.
It's about empowering people with knowledge and skills, and that's what I find so exciting about what EON Reality is doing.
It's not just about the technology itself. It's about using that technology to create a more equitable and accessible future for learning.
Well said. So, where do we go from here? What other potential applications of this technology are you most excited about?
That's a great question. And it leads us to some really fascinating possibilities. I'm thinking healthcare, engineering, even entertainment.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. Let's dive into those possibilities next. All right, so let's talk about those other possibilities. Like, what are some of the ways this AI-powered platform could be used outside of education and training?
Well, in healthcare, you could use VR simulations to help patients with physical therapy or rehabilitations. Like instead of doing those same old boring exercises, they could be playing games or doing activities in VR. That would make it way more fun and effective.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I could see this being used for mental health treatment too, creating these safe and controlled environments where patients can like practice coping mechanisms or face their fears.
Exactly. And then there's engineering and design. Imagine being able to collaborate on 3D models of buildings or products in real time. You could make changes and see the results instantly.
That would totally revolutionize how we design and build things.
Totally. And of course, we can't forget about entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Imagine going to a virtual concert where you feel like you're right there in the crowd, or exploring these crazy, fantastical worlds in video games that feel totally real.
The possibilities are pretty much endless, and that's what makes this technology so exciting. It's not just about one thing, it's about changing how we learn, work, play, and experience the world.
So it's really about creating these new ways to connect and understand the world around us.
Absolutely.
But, while we're focused on all this positive potential, it's important to remember that any powerful tool can be misused.
Oh, for sure. We need to be careful about how we develop and use this technology. We got to make sure it's used responsibly and ethically.
Exactly. So to all of you listening out there, stay informed, ask questions, and be part of the conversation. The future of AI is being shaped right now, and it's up to all of us to make sure it's a good one.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to wrap things up, I just want to say a huge thanks to everyone for joining us on this deep dive into the world of EON Reality and their mind-blowing new platform. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely. This is just the beginning.
Okay, so let's jump back into those other possibilities for this technology. You were talking about healthcare, engineering, entertainment. What really gets you fired up?
Well, like I was saying, in healthcare, you could use these VR simulations for physical therapy and rehab. Instead of those same old exercises, patients could be in these interactive VR games and stuff. I think that would make it so much more engaging.
Yeah, gamifying rehab. I love it.
Right. And it could be really effective, too.
Oh, totally. And I can also see it being huge for mental health treatment,
Oh, absolutely.
creating those safe, controlled environments for patients to, work through things.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could help people face their fears or practice coping mechanisms in a safe virtual space.
So powerful.
And then in engineering and design, think about collaborating on 3D models in real time. Imagine architects and engineers working together in a shared VR space.
Oh, wow. So they could make changes to a building design and see those changes instantly.
Exactly. It would totally streamline the whole design process.
That's amazing.
And then, of course, there's entertainment.
Right. We can't forget about that.
Imagine virtual concerts where you actually feel like you're in the crowd, front row seats.
Ooh, yeah. Or think about video games.
Totally. You could have these super immersive games where you can interact with these incredibly realistic worlds.
You'd be like stepping into another reality.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this technology so exciting. It has the potential to impact so many different parts of our lives.
Yeah, it's not just about one thing. It's about changing how we learn, work, play, connect, experience the world.
It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
So it's really a whole new era of human experience.
Absolutely.
But, as excited as we are about all this potential, we have to remember that any technology this powerful comes with risks too, right?
Oh, absolutely. We need to be super thoughtful about how we develop and use this technology, making sure it's used ethically and responsibly.
Exactly. So to everyone listening out there, stay informed, ask questions, and be part of the conversation. The future of AI is being shaped right now, and it's up to all of us to ensure it's a future that benefits everyone.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, that about wraps it up for today's deep dive. Thanks to everyone for joining us as we explored the incredible world of EON Reality and their groundbreaking new AI-powered platform. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in this exciting new frontier.
Absolutely. See you next time.